And I have just, I mean, I always feel funny telling you what props I have for restorative because it's always sort of the same props. And I'll show you the setup in a minute, but bolster, blocks, eye pillow, if you want one, or if you don't have an eye pillow or don't want one, you can always use a towel. That's nice this time of year, or even since you're at home, and I never think to talk about this, you can use a wrung out washcloth, which is really nice because then you can put essential oils on it if you like. And I like to have a towel or a blanket, and I'll talk about why in a minute. And I think that's it. I have a blanket on the floor, on the mat. You don't need this, but it's nice on your knees and on the tops of your feet. And I have a ramp set up that you can make as high as you want with a bolster and 2 blocks. So the higher block toward the back or the top of the bolster, and then a lower block. And you can make this as high as you want. You can try it and then come back. And we're going to leave this set up exactly the way it is. We're going to start in child's pose today. So take your, depending on the shape of your bolster, you might take your knees to the outside of your bolster or pillow. If you don't have one of those, you can use a blanket that's folded up nicely. And, you know, extend and then drape your upper body over this support. And you can turn your head to one side or the other, or you can put your forehead down and allow your arms to be somewhere that's comfortable. We'll be talking some more about arms later. So maybe your hands are on the mat, palms up or down. Maybe they're surrounding one of the blocks, which I really like. That happens to make me feel extra supported. And before you really settle in, as long as it's not too hot where you are, see if you can put some light covering on yourself somewhere. So maybe it's just your feet, like just the exposed parts of your feet, or you can pull a blanket, yep, you got it, up over your shoulders. You can pull it over yourself like this. You can do 1 layer so it's not so warm or hot. You can put something just over the top of your head. There you are. And if I do that, my mic will get scratchy, but you can bring the towel or blanket from above your bolster and just drape it around your head, sort of like a hood. And if you're wearing a sweatshirt, you could put your hood up. That would work. So that you are in a little bit of a cocoon, and snuggle in here, settle in here, you know, rock on your knees a little bit. And I didn't mention, but as you know, you can always elevate your hips with a couple of blocks, which would mean you would elevate your ramp as well. So take your time to settle here. So if you've been coming to class on Tuesdays, you know that I've been talking a lot about the inspiration I'm getting from the life that's bursting everywhere. And really this week, everything exploded because of the sun and the warmth. And how I just get so much motivation from watching what the seedlings have been doing, and how they were just little seeds like a couple of weeks ago, and now everything's coming up through the soil. So imagine yourself while you're here in child's pose with a cover over yourself, that you are a seedling. Tap into your inner seedling. So to bring just a little bit of traditional Chinese medicine into it, the back of your body, your back, and the backs of your arms and your legs are considered the yang parts of you, or obviously the outer parts of you, and they serve to protect you. And think about how your spine is on your back. And consider, as you're here, how all the most precious parts of you, your heart and your lungs, completely necessary for your survival, your digestive organs, your reproductive organs, your face, are down and in your center at this point. And just like a seedling has everything it needs in that little hard shell of a coat. And you have that as well. You have everything you need within you. And when you are curled into yourself, all of what you need is at your center, is at the center of that, being protected. If you had your head to one side, you might want to turn it to the other side to give your neck some equal attention. Feel free, as I tend to mention, to raise up one side of your face if that feels more comfortable for you with a little bit of a folded towel. I am much more comfortable putting my head to one side than the other. And if you find that as well, you don't need to force your head into any position that's uncomfortable. The word force is not part of the restorative yoga practice. So, it took us a while, I think, to come out of winter. And winter is the time for many seeds that they need those cold temperatures before they have the energy and everything else that they need to burst through the soil. So think about this practice and a posture like child's pose as that time for you.